From the crazy reason why the film was postponed for so long in the first place, to all the celebs that have been gushing about how amazing it is, these are all the latest details about the Flash movie that you just have to know. For starters, here's why The Flash was originally postponed. It's fair to say this movie has been through more ups and downs than a roller coaster. Originally scheduled for March 23, 2018, it went through a series of release date mishaps. They changed directors not once, not twice, not thrice, but a whopping 4 times. And as if that wasn't enough, the script went through so many rewrites that it felt like a game of musical chairs for the writers. It's like they couldn't make up their minds. Then along came COVID, the party crasher of 2020, and the whole schedule got jumbled like a giant puzzle. Warner Brothers had to reshuffle their release plans, and poor The Flash was caught in the middle. Talk about bad luck. But there's more drama involved than you think. The film faced all sorts of accusations against its star, Ezra Miller. From assault charges to grooming and burglary allegations, they couldn't catch a break. It got so intense that Ezra had to seek help for his mental health. Oh, and in the midst of all this chaos, the entire DC universe decided to shake things up. James Gunn and Peter Safran swooped in to take the helm. New bosses in town, but guess what? The Scarlet Speedster has finally emerged from the chaos and has a solid release date. Yep, the movie is coming out on June 16, 2023. So, let me bring you up to speed. Here's what you need to know about the plot. So, we all know that Flash can zip through time like a caffeinated cheetah, thanks to Zack Snyder's Justice League and that binge watch of the Flash TV series on the CW. But in his upcoming solo flick, Barry Allen is about to learn that messing with time can be a serious pain in the lightning bolt. According to the official plot synopsis, Barry decides to rewind the clock and save his dear mom from her tragic end. Good intentions, right? Well, not so fast. His time travel experiment goes haywire, and he ends up resetting the future, like an overzealous gamer hitting the restart button. Talk about unintended consequences and irony. Now trapped in a reality where General Zod is causing mayhem and superheroes are MIA, Barry finds himself running into an alternate version of himself. 2 Barrys, oh boy, things just got weirder. But there's hope. They hatch a plan to recruit a retired Batman, who suspiciously looks a lot like Michael Keaton. Coincidence? I think not. Barry also needs to bust out an imprisoned Kryptonian. And surprise, surprise, it's Supergirl, ready to unleash some serious whoop-ass on the bad guys. Of course, defeating Zod and restoring order won't be a walk in the park. It's gonna take a wild race against time, where Barry must go all out, and maybe even make the ultimate sacrifice to fix the messed up universe. That said, there are a ton more details we've got to cover. Starting with, who's even starring in The Flash? Our main star, Ezra Miller, is tackling not one, but 2 versions of Barry Allen. They've already rocked the Scarlet Speedster in Batman v Superman and both Justice League versions. Joining Miller on this wacky adventure is Sasha Calle, making her big screen debut as Supergirl. She's had some TV experience on The Young and the Restless. Now let's talk Batman. Ben Affleck is back as the billionaire brooder himself, Bruce Wayne, after first suiting up in Batman v Superman. And guess who's joining the Bat Fun? It's none other than Michael Keaton, the OG Batman from Tim Burton's flicks. He's donning the cape once again as an alternate universe caped crusader. This truly is a blast from the past. But wait, villains assemble! Michael Shannon, the original DCU bad guy as General Zod in Man of Steel, is also back to wreak havoc. He's bringing along Antje Treyu as Feyora Ul, Zod's right-hand woman. And how can I forget Ron Livingston and Maribel Verdú playing Barry's parents, and Kiersey Clemons returning as Iris West. It's a family affair. But there's one detail that die-hard fans of the comics may be awaiting, and that's just the comic book this film is based on. It turns out they took a page out of Jeff Johns and Andy Kubert's 2011 comic Flashpoint. Originally, they even thought of naming the film after it, but eventually settled on the simple and catchy The Flash. So, what goes down in Flashpoint? Well, Our main man, Barry Allen, zips back in time to save his mom. But when he comes back to the present, things are all kinds of messed up. Nora Allen is alive and kicking, but everything else is in chaos. Bruce Wayne, dead as a doornail. His dad becomes a grittier Dark Knight, while his mom goes all Joker on us. And that's not all. Superman gets locked up by scientists, and Themyscira and Atlantis are ready to throw down. Now, mind you, the movie does make some changes. Bruce Wayne is alive and rocking the Michael Keaton look. No sign of Superman though, but it seems like Supergirl has taken his spot and is locked up like a bird in a cage. Oh, and the villain? In the comic, it's Reverse Flash, aka Eobard Thawne. But in the film, Zod seems to be the big baddie. But pay attention to the trailer. Alternate Barry is decked out in yellow, just like Thawne's iconic suit. Is Reverse Flash secretly scheming? Who knows? That said, there's one other detail that could connect this to the wider DC universe, and that is its connection to the TV series. Before Ezra Miller became our speedy Scarlet Speedster, Grant Gustin was ruling the small screen as the Flash on the CW. His TV series kicked off in 2014, and even had some wild crossovers with other Arrowverse shows. But that's when the mother of all crossovers happened in 2019, with Crisis on Infinite Earths. It was like a superhero party with Supergirl, Arrow, and of course the Flash all teaming up. In this mind-blowing crossover event, a gang of heroes united to take on the big bad Anti-Monitor, who wanted to wipe out the multiverse. It was so huge that even TV and film collided. Grant Gustin's Flash met Ezra Miller's Flash for a brief moment, and they geeked out over each other's suits. I mean, who wouldn't? Sadly, there's been no official word on Gustin appearing in Miller's movie. But hey, surprises are always possible. Though it's kind of hard to talk about this movie without addressing all the drama involving its main star. So, what's been going on with Ezra Miller? How can I even put it into simple words? The whole situation was messy. So, it all started back in January of 2022, when Miller decided to call out and threaten the Ku Klux Klan in a video. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. 2 months later, Miller got themselves into trouble again by getting arrested in a bar in Hawaii. They ended up pleading no contest in court and shelling out a nice $500 fine. Just a casual night out, right? Not for Miller. Then, in March of 2022, things got even crazier. Miller allegedly went all out and threatened a couple in their own home. And what happened just a month later? Yep, you guessed it, another arrest. This time, it was for a second-degree assault. Then, in June of 2022, Ezra found themselves making headlines yet again. This time, not for their acting skills, but for being accused of grooming kids. 3 different parents came forward with accusations. Yikes. And just when you thought it couldn't get any weirder, in August, Ezra was accused of burglary in Vermont. Finally, April 2023, the director of The Flash, Andy Muschietti, decided to break his silence. He mentioned that Miller is dealing with mental health issues, but assured everyone that they're doing all right, and committed to getting better. But with all of that happening, this movie really needs to live up to the hype. After the disappointment of Shazam! Fury of the Gods at the box office, DC really needs this movie to step up its game in 2023. It's not smooth sailing for this movie either. No sir, the main culprit causing all the ruckus is none other than our friend Ezra Miller. Their controversial and creepy actions in the past have sparked a major uproar among fans, with many even demanding their exit from the role. But hey, despite all the drama, the hype for The Flash is off the charts. When James Gunn, the director of the new DC Universe, announced Chapter 1, he couldn't help but sing praises for the film's quality. And guess who else is gushing about it? None other than Tom Cruise himself. He's been raving about how it's everything you want in a movie. Now, is this just a sneaky move to distract us from Miller and the other issues? Who knows? But it sure raises the bar for The Flash to deliver something truly mind-blowing. So, from all the celebs that have been gushing about it, to just why the film was postponed for so long, those were all the latest details about the Flash movie you just gotta know.